All righty, welcome back to the Aladino podcast, and we have our guest today is Ken Hardy. Ken Hardy is going to tell us about the great experience and great adventures that he had the past weekend at the National Veteran Golden Age Games. He's a participant of the game. Actually, he won a bronze medal, I believe the bronze medal or the gold medal. We don't know. We're going to ask him. He's going to be with us on Zoom connection from the beautiful state of Virginia. All righty, so we got him online. There you go. We got video. Great. Ken, you are with us. Hello. Welcome to the Aladino podcast.
Hello, Alan and Tricia.
Yes, Patricia.
Yeah, I am glad to be here.
Awesome.
I'm excited to tell you about the Senior Veterans Games.
We're happy to have you here, Ken. And I see that you just came from, where were you? Siskiyou, South Dakota?
Yes, Sioux Falls, South Dakota.
Sioux Falls, South Dakota. Yeah, that's amazing. That's amazing. And you got the bronze medal or the gold medal?
Well, I got the bronze medal on Wednesday in 1,500 meter power walk. And that was brutal in the heat and stuff, but walking just as fast as you can, you know, it's a style you do. But anyway, but then on Thursday, I went back and did two other events. And I received the gold in first place in my age bracket in the long jump, and then the silver in the 100-meter dash. So I thought, yeah, I might as well have one of each color, you know. So
that's amazing. That's outstanding. And your category is the 15 years old, the 20 years old. You beat up a lot of 20 years old.
No. So let me say, so the National Veterans Golden Age Games are involve veterans that are at least 55 and older.
Oh,
and so yeah, no, it's all golden people.
and it does include CrossFit, exhibition, demonstrations. What else includes?
You mean sports activities?
Yeah.
So it's a real wide range of things, from very active sports, you know, like the track and field and swimming and things like that, to much more physical, to things geared down to more just, you know, other veterans. You don't have to be disabled, but it's generally the case there with them. Is like, could be shuffleboard, there's 9-ball, you know, pool, there's horseshoes, there's
all kinds of activities. And who can participate?
So any veteran that's 55 years of age or older, and if you're enrolled in the VA healthcare system, you don't have to be actually, you know, it might be just all you're having is a physical a couple of times a year, or you could be receiving still rehabilitation help on a large scale. But so some of the participants are actually in wheelchairs. Some are they're amputees. A few years back, they didn't have swimming this year. I think they weren't quite ready for it due to the COVID situation. But a few years back, when I participated in a swimming event, which was one of my strong suits, there was a category that was swimming with people that were missing an arm or didn't have either leg. And it was so inspiring to actually watch that. But they would have their own category there. But so it could be that, or it can be people in very able-bodied and stuff situation. But most everybody, when they get to be senior age, has some disability or another, or either service related or not. But so it's what I really want to share with you is there's such camaraderie there. It's I'm a 74-year-old Vietnam veteran, and
for your service, by the way.
Pardon me?
Thank you
Oh,
for your service, by the way.
oh, it was my privilege. And I ran into a lot of other Vietnam veterans and even a couple of Korean veterans, you know.
And,
um,
and you started as a volunteer on 2004, is that right?
right, right. Yeah, I found out about it when I was up in Maine and saw advertisements on it. And then I helped as a volunteer in the next year in Fresno, California. And then I first participated in about 2011 in Houston, Texas,
Oh, wonderful.
and there. And so it was a gap of a few years or so.
You won a medal in Texas?
Yeah, I did in swimming there that year and stuff. But and I want to share this too. Sometimes usually the competition's pretty stiff.
Yeah.
But it all depends on of course, the older you get, usually the less competition. but you could have like in the 100-meter race or the 1500 power walk, there was multiple heats. I mean, in other words, there's so many participants, they had to have several heats in that race. And they time, everybody's time, so you don't have to run another final race or something like I remember doing in high school. But it's so accurately timed and everything. And they just pull, the top three out of, actually it's down to about 6 or 8 categories, but the first 3 are medals and the rest, a few other, up to about 8th place or so is ribbons. But so it can be at times intense competition. Other times you might not even have 3 people participating in that one particular thing. That's rare, but I have seen it happen. So the key is to have veterans get involved. The whole purpose of the games is to promote better quality of health for senior veterans. And in that is mainly helping them get more exercise, participate in activities with others, particularly other veterans that have the same, background and experiences in their life. And the camaraderie is so phenomenal. And the people, the VA representatives that conduct it, and the volunteers and everything are just top notch. And it's just such a wonderful, uplifting activity, these games.
So going back to this year in Sioux Falls, South Dakota, where was that? Where were they? In which stadium, or where do they get together to do all these competitions?
They had in the Denny Stanford Convention Center, which is where a lot of events were, and then the Howard Wood Stadium, which was adjacent to it for the track and field activities and stuff there. But so most of them were indoors, out of the heat and stuff. But the track and field, of course, is outside. But and they so they have, just to reemphasize too, I mean, it can be as aggressive as and active as basketball, and they also have pickleball. It's like modified tennis sport. It's becoming very popular now. They have people that are the veterans there that are legally blind, and they're doing cornhole, tosses and stuff. And actually, I saw somebody actually tapping the location of where they're trying to throw the beanbag, tapping it with a cane, a stick, to give them a sound reference, because they're legally they can barely see what they're doing.
And this is backed by the U.S. Veteran Administration?
Yeah, it's all conducted by it. And so each year it's in a different state of the union. The Veterans Administration hosts the games. Next year it'll be in Iowa. And I believe I heard the year after that in Los Angeles. 3 years ago, because they haven't had it the last 2 years, it was in Anchorage, Alaska. And that was really neat to go clear up there and
You went to that one, to Alaska as well.
To Alaska. Yeah. I went 3 years ago there and did quite well, and it was it was such a popular location. I guess there was about 1,500 participants in the Alaska one.
And last week, how many participants do you know?
In Alaska?
Oh, last week.
Oh, last week there was only a little over 500, so it was quite a bit less. But since it's starting back up again, but I'll tell you, whoever was there was definitely competitors. It was kind of like the more the hardcore group.
They make you sweat.
It was just as tough as Alaska.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So anyway, but yeah, and so it's.
And what is your goal attending to these events, apart from being in shape and have all those medals?
Well, my ultimate goal for the area, the BA area that's in here involves the hospital facility that in this area is to get the word out a lot more to people in this area, so I can kind of create a team that we could go as a group, together. Because when I lived in California, Northern California, the BA district I was in there, they were so engaged in these games, and they solicited several good sponsors, and they actually had so many participants out of their hospital area that they chartered a plane and flew, like 60 participants to the games. And here, you hardly hear about it. And different other areas too. It's kind of up to the regional area how much they really try to promote it. And so this is why I'm very grateful to be part of this podcast, and so in hopes that even if just a half a dozen veterans hear my comments about this that haven't heard about the senior veterans games, that they'll check into it.
Yes,
just by going.
That's how I was wondering, how do they promote it towards the veterans in order to participate? How do they promote the event?
It's just, I found out about by seeing a poster in the state of Maine, the Veterans Administration up there, when I was taking my father in. But it's unfortunately not very well broadcast. Once you participated, you got to have your email. Then you get consecutive emails each year after that. But until you take that first step and get on their list, so to speak, is not very well.
And is there a fee to participate? Do you have to pay to participate?
No, but there is quite a bit of cost involved in this aspect. That once you're there, they will feed you, but it's up to you to get to the games and find your own lodging.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah.
I paid out of my own pocket, for the round trip ticket to go, but I had a few sponsors from the local VFW here that paid for about 3 nights of lodging. So, but when I went to Alaska, I had somebody pay my sponsor pay for the whole flight up there, and so but the VA does not charge for participating.
So for how many years this event is happening? When was the first time?
Well, this on the ribbon, on the lanyard that goes around your neck with the medal, it says the 36th annual Veterans Game. So this is the 36th year of it. It's been going for a while. They didn't have it the last 2 years because of COVID, but it's and I guess it's getting more and more popular all the time. I hope they evolve to doing something more regional, because with the Alaska one, not everybody that wanted to go got to go to that one because they could only have so many participants.
And how, yes, and how is the location picked? You said that each year it's a different state. So how do they decide which state will be next?
I'm not sure. That's all internally with the Veterans Administration. I don't know if they draw lots or if they just say, well, because I thought they'd have it. Yeah, I thought they'd have it. Generally, it's in a different region each year of the United States, but this next year it's in Iowa, which is not very far from South Dakota. So apparently they don't necessarily.
It's neighbors of South Dakota. How about the people here living in New York area, the east side? Have they done something on the East Coast?
Yeah, the last I know was one they had in Maine, which was yeah, that was back about 2004 that I did that one.
Oh, in Bangor, right? That's
yeah,
Bangor, Maine. Gotcha.
Yeah, yeah, they even treated the veterans to lobster there, and it was great.
I know. The Maine lobsters, yeah, can go with that. So tell me more about you. Tell me more about you. What do you do in life? And apart from being a veteran, you know, serving the country, what else do you do in Virginia?
Well, I have my own local moving company here. I hire a lot of young men, but that's part of what helps me stay in good shape to compete. Although I didn't get, I would like to have had more practice running. I help, you know, I move families from one location to the other. And sometimes out of state, we just moved somebody to Vermont a few weeks ago.
Were you super busy during pandemic that everybody was moving out of everywhere and looking places to live afar or apart from people during the pandemic? Were you super busy?
Yeah, we were just as busy because people are always buying and selling or moving out of some rental and into another. The only hard part about that is we had to wear masks all the time, and it's hot down here in this state of Virginia, and it was brutal wearing masks during the summertime when you're moving somebody. I tell you. And so, but yeah, sometimes we wear something like this, which works good.
Okay, there you go. Yeah, that does the job as well. That's good to hear. So, so you're doing now the moving company. You're working on the moving company. Is your own company?
Yeah, I still do. Fortunately, I was able to take a few days off to do it while the guys were running things, and
so no wonder why you got the gold medal, because you keep in shape doing the moving stuff. So you are in shape, you know.
Well, going up and downstairs a lot. But although at the same time, I usually don't run in and out of the house. But that's what I was. I was sucking for air there a little bit on the half-mile power walk. I'll tell you, because but anyway, it's great.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Anything else you need to tell us here at the podcast, on Aladino podcast? You know, we have the mics open for you.
No, not necessarily. Although I feel very blessed to be able to participate in them, and I believe, you know, I never saw anybody at the games going off, you know, to a side area where they could smoke. I never saw a single participant smoke a cigarette, and I just want to comment that I want to encourage young people as well as older people, you know, to have better quality of health. It's very important that you eat well and you take care of your body best you can, and refrain from doing things that can damage your health, like smoking did back in the Vietnam War when I was in. The majority of young men smoked, and I think, and then they got unfortunately kind of addicted to that, and it had negative impact on their health throughout the rest of their life. And so I would just like to put in a good plug for living a good, healthy lifestyle.
Absolutely. Very important to have a healthy lifestyle and good eating habits, exercise. So that way, when you arrive to your golden age, you can get that gold medal.
Right, there you go.
Hey, there you go.
That's
Yeah,
good
you don't
advice.
have to become vegan like Patricia and me. No, just follow a healthy diet and
Vegan's good too. That's good, healthy. Yeah.
exactly.
Anyway.
And don't, yeah, the smoking part and the alcohol part and stuff like that. You got to be everything in moderation. But that's important. That's important to have a great, healthy life. Moving on. So, well, Ken Hardy, thank you very much. It's a great pleasure to have you here on Aladino Podcast. We really appreciate your words and the information. I hope next year you are able to bring more gold medals on the veterans event.
And hopefully more veterans will learn about the event.
Exactly, yeah, for the National Veterans Golden Age Games. That's amazing.
Right, just Google that and you'll get all kinds of good information.
Mm-hmm. That's amazing. That's great. So hopefully more.
But it's very important. They follow it very closely because the registration, there's so many people that want to get into the games that it usually fills up. When the registration opens, it usually closes the same day.
Oh, and when do you know when do they gonna open, or do you have to be?
Yeah, if you follow it, it'll tell you when registration is, and then you best jump right on it.
So why is that it opens and closes so fast? Is because it's fill up a certain capacity and that's it? They can
right, a certain capacity, and that's why when I had a chance to talk with one of the head representatives for the VA there before I left, I put out the idea of maybe doing more regional competition, and so that more veterans could participate.
Absolutely.
They give you with your name on it, and then your age category here is like I can get there you go.
Yes.
It's men's 70-74, so it's 4-year age brackets. Like next year I'll be 75 to 79, and so on and so forth. But
and the medal, I want to see the medal.
Okay. They're on our.
Yes, man. Don't tell me that you got a medal and you're not gonna show me the medal.
Well, I took a picture and
no picture. Show me the real medal.
They give me some pretty nice medals.
Awesome.
Yes, yeah. The colors. There's the gold.
Raise it up.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, I wasn't looking at the camera.
Okay. Raise it up. There you go.
That's a nice collection.
Very good. Gold.
This is gold.
Silver.
This is silver. And there's bronze. They just, might as well get one of each color, huh?
One of each color. Congratulations. That's amazing. Thank you. Yeah. Awesome.
Thank you.
Awesome, man. Thank you very much. Thank
Okay.
you.
Thank you.
All right, Ken Hardy. Thank you very much for your time. We really appreciate it. And it's goodbye for now. You hear it here on Aladino Podcast. Please tune in, listen to us, and watch us on YouTube, Aladino Podcast at gmail.com. Send us an email. And if you want to participate, bring your conversation. We got open mics for you to exercise your First Amendment rights and bring us your stories. Thank you very much for watching and for listening.
Thank you. Salute you. Thank you.
Thank you, Ken. Thank you, Ken. Have a wonderful evening.
You too. Bye.
Watch Aladino Show!
Showbiz, showtime. We rolling?
I'm so excited.
Aladino.
This is like a famous actor right here.
But we would all just have to watch your show.
It's about to begin, but it's going to be a lot of fun watching.
Aladino TV.
Beautiful.
Passion commune.
You keep watching here.
Aladino Show. you for taking your time.
It's free.
The home and getting naked.
Thank you so much.
Hopefully I'll have those shoes on when they put me in that museum.
Ah,